Hey, how's it going, guys? So I got another video for you, and this time we're going to be talking about how to defeat Darkeater Midir. Now, this boss is probably the biggest douchebag of them all. I probably have more deaths in him than I do in 3/4 of the bosses in all of Dark Souls 3. Hopefully, though, this video will help you guys do it, and you have half, if not less, deaths in this boss. Alright, so before we drop down there, I don't have a phantom because every time I had one, he would lunge at her and constantly fuck me up, and I kept dying, so I just did this solo. You guys, you could try with a phantom or with people, or not, doesn't matter. So the first thing I do is I don't move, because by the time I got to him, he already started his charge attack, so then I had to retrace my steps and try to get him again, and it just wasted a lot of stamina. Though if you're going to do what I do and wait, don't actually get hit like an idiot. So after he does that and you dodge it, try to get a hit in his head because it is a critical. Don't get hit by his flames when he stands up on his hind legs. Guess what? He's going to start shooting flames down. You have to get to a little bit more than half of down his tail. I'll show you a couple times, and that way you can get a hit on him without getting hit by the fire. Now after he does his two slashes with his hands, you can get, well I can get because I'm a strength build but I'm pretty slow, 2 hits on one of his back legs before he does one of his attacks. And as you can see right there, he did fly up. It's really easy. If he flies up in the air, just roll to the left. You'll be fine. If you see him starting to breathe fire, start rolling because it'll either be a forward fire or it'll be the one where he, swings his head from left to right or from right to left. It's super easy to dodge as long as you just have good roll times. And then he'll do his slashes again, get a couple hits on him, use a heavy attack if you want. There he goes again. Usually when he slashes, he'll take a step back, then he'll slash again. After that second slash, that's when you want to start trying to hit him, because his hitbox is horrid. There's some times where I think I should hit him and I don't. And also the camera clips inside of his body. Here it is right here. He stands on his hind legs. I was too slow, but I almost made it, so you get the picture. You'll see it again. This is a really slow fight. Also, whenever you see him start curling his tail next to him, you want to roll because he's going to do tail swipe, and that could potentially one-shot you or two-shot you. Be very careful with that. There's his charge attack. Really, I don't really think I got hit by that too many times all the times I fought him, because it's pretty telegraphed, and he doesn't really do anything with his back half. He just breathes fire and then starts swinging like a madman. So it should be pretty easy to dodge. There you go. He swung twice again. I'm under him, under his dick, which he doesn't have one. That's a little weird. Hit him twice. Wait for the tail swipe. Got a little cocky there and tried to hit him in the chest. That bit me in the ass as I get hit again. Don't do that. Know how many times you can hit him, then get the fuck out. There's a tail swipe again. It's pretty telegraphed too. There you go. I missed because I couldn't fucking ever hit him half the time because his hitbox is really weird. Get the 2 hits on him and then just stand there. There's a tail swipe. Be very careful when you're under him because sometimes it's hard to see the tail swipe and you will get hit. So my suggestion is if you're not comfortable with it, just run to his tail after the 2 hits. You'll see it charge back. You'll be able to dodge it no problem. Honestly, this boss fight has very few mechanics in it. They're just really heavy hitting, and he does them randomly. There is no set specific combo, except for in the beginning when he charges at you. That happens every single time. And again, you've seen him just charge. It's really easy to dodge because he basically just walks forward and completely ignores you. When he swings, get hit twice. You're going to hear me basically saying the same things over again because this fight is long but simple but hard. This is one of the few boss fights where when I say it's hard, I really mean it's hard. As you can see, I'm barely doing any damage and I am a strength build. Pretty crazy. So when he starts charging up, get the fuck out, because that thing does about as much damage as his tail, if not more, and will kill you, or it will almost kill you. You don't have to be completely out of the purple, I guess the dark magic, but there's these white rings that radiate towards him. If the white ring hits you, that's what does the damage. I don't know if it's in this video, but I was in the purple a couple times without getting hit. And whenever he does his flyover ability, you can hit him in the head, but if you're slow like me, you'll probably take a claw to the face. I did in a couple times. You just have to have near perfect roll times in order to ignore it. You've seen him tail swipe. Here's his swings again. And then he'll probably do his fire thing he just did. You see, I'm at the back of his tail. I didn't get hit by it, and I was also able to get an extra hit in. Now this time, instead of tail swiping, he jumps backwards. Sometimes he'll do that. Sometimes he'll go in for a swing. Other times he'll go in for a breathe fire. It's a very hard fight to... And then he did this. This is the first time it ever happened to me. If ghosts start coming after you, just start rolling. I don't know what triggers it. This was literally the only time out of the 20 to 30 plus times I fought him that I actually seen it happen. And you've seen that damage from the tail swipe. It's fucking ridiculous. And then he's charging forward again. Try not to be in front of him whenever he does. And I was trying to use my embers as a healing device so I can save my Estus. I think it worked out pretty good. And then he does a double charge. He never double charged me until he was below 50% health. And honestly, I like his double charges because they're really easy to dodge. And it gives me a little bit of breathing room. There he goes. He goes for a slam, and now he's going to stand up. He's going to breathe fire under him, get to the back of his tail, try to hit it if you can. I only was able to hit it probably about 50% of the time because it just swings left and right. There's the, you see I get hit by the purple, didn't lose any damage because I didn't get hit by the white rings. Again, that one's, it's well telegraphed, but the problem is he's so big, you can only see parts of his body at a time. Like, you can't even see his full tail or his full foot. There's a swing again, you can see how telegraphed that is. So it's a little weird. See, that time I actually didn't get hit, but I think he just completely missed me because he's a dumbass. I get greedy, I go for the foot, I get hit. Do not be greedy on this fight. If there's one fight where you should not be greedy on, it's this fight. You will end up dying, I guarantee it. I go for the head hit, then he tries to bite me. He did that a couple times, though he only really did it when he was low health, so I don't know if that's what triggers it or not. When he's breathing fire, going for a couple hits, watch out for the tail swipe. And that's basically all the mechanics. There is one more. I don't know if it happens in this fight or not. But he'll breathe fire on a ground, you know, like he stands up on his hind legs. But then he turns into Godzilla, and he shoots a dark beam, like forward, then strafes it to the left, to the right, and it explodes wherever the beam hits. I don't think it happens in this fight, and I only think it happened to me twice. So be wary of that. I don't think he does it whenever you're near him. I think he does it when you're about medium range from him. So I'm sorry that I can't show you that. Like I said, it's very random, his fight, his mechanics, very random. And then he's charging again. He'll probably double charge because I think every time after low health he charged at me, he did a double charge. He's breathing fire again, just roll out of the way. Yep, double charged again. And then just try to follow him, but be careful because after his double charge, you'll see right here, he does do a tail swipe, and then you should be able to get him. I took this part really slow because this is the furthest I ever got on him in a long time. He's standing up. He's going to do the fire. Go behind him. I hope I miss. I did miss. So you see, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just get really unlucky. His tail's flinging around. You can't hit it. I honestly don't like this boss fight. Here's his charge again. Because it's so shitty the way the camera is, and just his attacks are so random, and he's such a big boss. We fight a lot of big bosses. He's just really long. I think that's the big problem. He's not tall, he's long, and so you can't see the front of him whenever he telegraphs something. So basically, if you ever see him stand up on his hind legs, that's about the only thing you'll see when you're at the back of his dick trying to beat him down. And that's basically the most important part. Another mechanic you haven't seen, I'm just kind of, talking about the mechanics because it's really hard to show him because of how big he is he'll sometimes, like, crouch down really low and then jolt forward. If he does that, get out from under him. The jumping away doesn't seem to hurt you, but if he ever crouches really low, he's going to probably jolt forward, and that does damage you because his legs kick you. That only happened to me when I had a phantom. That's why I stopped using a phantom, because that kept killing me. He's double charging again. Who would have fucking thought that? I kind of wish he did his one spell, his Godzilla spell, but if you're dying by that, you're probably like a ranged build, so you might want to look for another guide. I'm sorry, this is a strength build that's really slow. Here he goes, he's charging again. I kind of wish I did get hit. Look how much damage that did. Guess what? Don't get hit by that, because if you don't have a bunch of vitality, you're going to get one-shotted, and it's probably not going to be a good time, especially if you're as close as I am and dying. Believe me, my butt was fucking puckered so tight you couldn't have gotten a pin needle in there. It was ridiculous. I was sweating. But I finally did end up getting him. You'll see in this video, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have made it. So that's basically it for this video. I mean, like I said, there's not a crazy amount of mechanics. They're just really random, and they hit super, super hard. I don't even think this is a mandatory boss fight. I think it's optional if you want to get Sahir's, like, armor set or some shit like that. You can Google that. You might not have to fight him. It is kind of like a secret hidden path to get to him, so if you don't know how to do that either, Google it, obviously. And that's it for this video. Now I'm just talking to run down the last, 15 seconds. I got greedy right here, and I fucking missed. He has no health left, and I missed. Could have died, but luckily I didn't go for the tail shot. I kill him. Hopefully this video helps you. Like I said, 2 of the mechanics he didn't do, the lunge attack he didn't do, and the Godzilla beam he didn't do, or at least I didn't see it. That's going to be for this video. I do hope you guys enjoy it. I will have Gale and the PvP boss soon, but that's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys later.